Welcome to the DataOps Labs monthly meetup. I'm thrilled to be your guide on this hands-on labs journey. And today we are going to talk about the AWS Bedrock knowledge base. Before we dive into the exciting topic, let me introduce about myself. I'm Aina Krishnan, your host today for the today session. With the passion of learning all the things in AWS, I learned and earned the prestigious AWS 12 certifications. And by demonstrating my knowledge and sharing my knowledge with the multiple community members. I'm also the active member of AWS ML Community Builder Program, where I dedicate my sharing a knowledge, fostering collaboration, and empowering a fellow enthusiasts to excel in their cloud journey. Throughout our time together, I'll be going to talk about the AWS Bedrock, AWS Knowledge Base. Let's dive into the topic. Let me share my screen. Okay. Today's agenda, we are going to touch upon what is retrieval augmented generation and why do we need the retrieval augmented generation. Then we talk about the AWS knowledge base at a high level. We also touch upon what is a vector database and what kind of offerings from the AWS. And we do the end-to-end knowledge base. As part of this learning series, we always do more about the demos and hands-on labs. Today is no different. We are going to follow the same. So anybody who is interested to recap our old series on the hands-on labs, please go ahead and check on these two videos in our YouTube channel. Here I completely talk about in detail what is AWS Bedrock on the first session, and I given a sample code where you can practice, and it's a bite-sized learning. So you can select any of the model offering, foundation model offering under the Bedrock with the code, and you can practice by yourself. On the second session, we have touched upon the AWS SageMaker Canvas and its powerful options to leverage the machine learning, no-code machine learning. Okay. Also, we have touched upon what are the options available in a SageMaker Canvas in a deep dive and more hands-on. Okay. This is our third session as part of our Learn by Hands-on Labs. Okay. Before joining into the knowledge base, let's touch upon what is retrieval augmented generation. And in the era, everybody who were in IT definitely would get a chance to work on some kind of large language model. At least you would have been a consumer, or you would have heard in any of your meetings or in news or in your dinner table. Okay, here the large language model or the generative AI is revolutionizing multiple industry. Okay, but large language model comes with its own challenges, particularly on the hallucination and the knowledge cutoff. But the retrieval augmented generation will really help us to overcome few of the challenges. Okay, and it's high level understanding. You will it's high level processes. You connect with the external data. The data can be anywhere. It can be on S3, or it can be your database, or it can be your knowledge source like a Confluence or anything. Then we need to, first step is we need to read the data and store into the vector database or any kind of vector format. Okay, so that is a first step. The second step is whenever user is giving the prompt, they will go check on your data which you have stored. Then it will add to your prompt and get the output from the large language model and response back to your query. Okay, so this is a high level step. First step here we not depicted is storing the knowledge source. First step is we create external data. So this is our knowledge source. And the second step is when the user prompt the query from their UI or from their command, it will take that particular query and search the relevant information in the knowledge base and while you searching, it will take that query and take and embed, use the embedding model. It convert it to the vector and find what is the relevant information and get back along with the prompt plus the query plus the output came from the knowledge base. It will send to the large language model in a SageMaker endpoint. If you are deploying it via Jumpstart, it will be a large language SageMaker model endpoint, or it could be a Bedrock. If you're using any SDK of Bedrock, you can choose the type of model you want to use, and retrieve the with the retrieved information from the knowledge source plus the prompt. It will give that input to the large language model, get the enhanced response, and send back to the user. This is a cycle. And where do we use this one? Okay, if you are looking at any kind of large language model which was trained, definitely if you go to the model cards and you can see what kind of data set is trained. Along the lines, you can also find out when this model was trained. So imagine if there is any live events happened after the model was trained. If you're asking any questions about that particular event of, okay, it will hallucinate or it will give you the wrong information. In enterprises, this is completely unacceptable. That's where the retrieval augmented generation technique come into the picture. And you cannot always train the model from again and again. Okay, there are multiple techniques like a fine tuning, but retrieval augmented generation will be much easier, where you can avoid hallucination and live within your data, where you no need to worry about the data which is trained upon. Okay, you can make sure that your model give a response only the data, the knowledge source which you have built upon. This is a very cumbersome process if you want to do it on your own, and that's what the AWS knowledge base is addressing. We will go through this process by step by step. And benefits of RAG, of course, if you're using any chatbot or any kind of chatbot in a predefined model, you pre-indented like utterances, you can enhance that chatbot with the a RAG, where it will give you the natural language conversation. Okay, so your chatbot will be more intuitive and the conversational AI. Okay, the second thing is it is addressing the LLM challenges, like as mentioned, outdated information, and it makes sure it will give you the citation of where this information is coming up. So these are the benefits of RAG. And of course, it is cost effective, so it makes sure that it live within your data source. It's one of the important requirement for you, any enterprises. What about the knowledge base? It's a fully managed rack experience, and you no need to write a code to read your data source and write it back to your vector store. Or you don't need to provision a vector store on your own from the scratch. Okay, you can do everything on your by in a managed RAG experience using a knowledge base. Okay, it is a with the 5 to 6 clicks, you can create your own knowledge base in a quick manner. Okay, we need to understand what are the embedding models available in AWS, because embedding is first step where it will convert your data which is in a text format and write it back uh, to your vector store. So you need to convert that text to the or to the text or the image, okay, to the vector format using an embedding model. So these are the available models in AWS. So you can use the Amazon Titan model, or you can, if it is the English, you can use the embed English. If it is a multilingual, I highly recommend to use this model. These are the three offerings from the embedding offerings from the AWS knowledge base. Okay. Again, vector store. What is a vector store? Now, the large language model will find the cosine similarity or any relevant information, right? So, here the big challenge is the data store need to be scalable. It need to have few properties like a indexing, and it need to be a searchable, okay, and it need to have a JSON structure to retrieve the document fast. Okay, so but if you're clicking on a quick create new vector store, which is the default options in a knowledge base, it automatically create open search serverless offering from AWS. Okay, but if you want to use any third parties, if you want to use within any of your enterprise data like Amazon Aurora, which is a structured data, you can use Amazon Aurora, or you can use a Pinecone, which is a third party, which is the SaaS option available. Today in a demo, we are going to use a Pinecone, and you can even use Redis Enterprise Cloud, okay, to store the vector output from the embedding model and store into the vector store, okay, because it's very important that in the more amount of the data you bring in, so the indexing capability and the rich feature of the vector store will play a pivotal role to get you the um, um, get you the response with the proper citation information. Okay, let's go to the demo time. As we promised, we'll mostly focus in our session about the demos. Okay, let me go first to the AWS console. Okay, so go to the AWS Bedrock. Okay, let me explain the use case we have. Go to the knowledge base. Okay, I have created two knowledge base. We're going to be talk through the demo today. So first step is you need to create a knowledge base. You can create anything, say datasource, labs, meetup, demo one. Okay, so here I can create a role. It automatically create a role. Next step is you need to know the data source name. So for now, your data source is currently only S3. There is a different exercise like using a Kendra. You can do different level of knowledge base, but that we will cover in later session. Okay. So later sometime in future meetups. Okay. So in a data source, I just leave it blank, but I recommend give it the proper name. Then I can select about demo Bedrock knowledge base demo. Okay. Data labs. Here World Cup. So here what happened, right? I have taken the information about all the batting statistics, bowling statistic, and what all the matches India played in a recent World Cup. And I have taken information up to the World Cup semi-final. This is simple text data. I'll open the data and show you. And you give this particular path. So Retrieval Labs, you can give this particular path and come next. Here, you just mandate for you to select the vector embedding. Okay, so you can select any of this. I have selected a text embedding. If you want, you can quickly create the vector store. It automatically provision the open search. But what I did is I have used the Pinecone. Okay, so I will log into the Pinecone. It's a free tier. I'm using a free tier only. You can always come to the Pinecone. So here I used a different one. So in this, I am using a different one. Yeah, this is a different one. I can use a different Pinecone. So you can choose any of the Pinecone. Use it. You have to take a API key and you need to create the secret. Let me go to the secret manager because it need a few information. So Pinecone need the endpoint URL. So I will go to the one I already created and show you so that you have it understanding. I came to the knowledge cricket 2023 till semi-final. Okay, and I came here to the knowledge base. Okay. It's synced on 1 month back. I synced the data. But if I go here, where is it? But yeah, here is. This is my Pinecone endpoint. Okay, I deleted the old one, but this is a Pinecone endpoint. If you come here, there's a new one I have created for the another use case. This is the endpoint you need to take, and you can take an API key. First thing you need to do is you need to come and create a secret. So if we go here, you need to come and create a valid secret key like this. Okay. So once I created it, I take this ARN information. I come here to this. I need to give this ARL information. I will create it. There's nothing wrong using the same one. I can use the same thing. Where is the one? Okay, this is the one. I can send this. And here it has the namespace. You can leave it. It will automatically get a default one. Then you can create a text. The purpose of the text, right? Okay, let me go and explain this information because it's very important to. Okay, if you go here, this is a text. So what does it do is it will, when the data, when it is try to write to the vector store, it will read the data and chunk it, convert it to the vector and store it to the vector database. And while it is doing the next step, it will have a continuity. Okay, there are multiple techniques. I just like previous, whatever it is written, it taken a last few uh, word tokens and store it into a last few tokens. And from that, it will create a continuity. Okay. So if you look at it, this is the information here. You see, it is saying that the data set contained filing sample between 2017 2019 and it news content. If you look at here, it will continue the data. Okay, so it will take a few content of what where it is end and store it to the, and it will store as a next index. Okay, so here if you look at it, the metadata is about what is the source of the data. Currently, I stored in the S3 bucket, and what is the text data which is there. Okay. So what I can do is I can create in a live itself, Pinecone secret. What do you say? Redis. Okay, Redis I tried, but this one I can use it. Take this as AWS CRM, and I need to do the agreeing this. Then I have given this information, data, metadata, and this is very few will be used. Okay, here I say forget, and let me see whether I can create an index. I have tried it before. I can see whether I can create index. Index, create index. Okay. 1538. So this is very important because I'm going to use the dimension AWS model. Okay. Okay, it will start. It will use the only one index. It's okay. I will this dimension, which is very important because the embedding model what we are using is not right. So I will leave it empty. It will store. That's not a problem. So here I'll recapping. We selected the embedding model. First we selected data source and we selected embedding model. Then we have given you the secret information and click on next. That's it. You can say create knowledge base. After creating a knowledge base, right? Okay. Create. It will take time. So before that, let's go and read the data, what data we have. Okay. It's a very simple data I have created. Okay. With 23, cricket batting, open. So it will give you this information about cricket batting statistic about the top 10 players, okay, till semi-final. So I talk about this Rachin Ravindra, Rohit Sharma, Shreyas Iyer. So these are the match about what is their strike rate, how much they have scored till the date. Okay. And also if we go here and check the particular data about the matches, India cricket matches. If you open, it will give you that information about what is the each matches and who scored what, all those things. Let me check about this information. Okay, let us go to this without the knowledge base. Let us go to the AWS Bedrock. Okay, here it's okay. The knowledge base created, and after that, if you come here, it's just a demo. After that, if you go down, it is not synced. Okay, if you go here, it is not synced. We need to make sure we are syncing the data. What that if the moment you say sync, what will happen? It will chunk the data and start writing to the vector store, and it will use the embedding model and write it to the vector store, which is our Pinecone vector store. Okay, so let it write. We don't have that information. After that, we will see whether it is writing the cricket information. Okay. Before that, let's go to the Bedrock and I'll give you what, okay, go to this text and Bedrock currently available the Claude model. So we will select the model, I select the Anthropic Claude model. We can ask who won the recent World Cup semi-final against India and New Zealand. Also, give me the match summary. If I'm asking this question, we don't know when this model trained on, and we are not sure whether it will give you that uh, updated information. Okay, so let me run this. Let's see what is okay. So it is giving me the information about the 2019 World Cup semi-final where we lost the match. Okay, so it is giving you the old information, 2019 World Cup. It is not giving a 2023 World Cup. Whatever the data we collected, it's our own data. We want to make sure that it is giving you the information only with that data. So what I can do, I come to this demo one. Let's see whether it is synced. I think it's synced. Yeah, it's synced. Now I'm asking this question. Same question I'm asking. It is going to this information from our knowledge base and giving us the output. Okay. Okay. So it is giving you the source detail also, where this data is coming from. Okay, 1 minute. So this is the source chunk. Okay, since the data is not huge, it will give you that information. See, so if I go to this source chunk, it is giving you the chunk information. This is the information it is using. Now I'm not enabled the I just testing the knowledge base. What I'm going to do is I'm going to test the knowledge base, also powering the large language model, which will give you the uh, more intuitive output. Okay, so generator response, select the model, same model, run. So previously it is only retrieving and respond. Now it is retrieving and respond using a large language model. So this content will be completely different from what we stored in our information. It will give you the high level match summary. Okay. So it has taken this information. Okay. So you can, so this is the power of, I'm given a very simple example of the text data, but we will see another demo where we have a PDF information. Okay. So this is how it works. Okay. So let me go to the Pinecone and just to see any information is there about the cricket. Okay. Metrics, vector count. See, previously we don't have that information. It just recently added. Okay. So since the data is very small, it no need much of the put, but let's go and try out the PDF file where it's a text data. Now we are going to try with the PDF file. Before that, I'm going to come to this knowledge base demo one, which we created, deleting it. Okay. Deleting it. Okay. Now let's go to the next demo. Okay. So in this demo also, I'm using the same technique, but here I'm using a PDF file. Okay. So if we go to here, so this is the Pinecone information. I'm keeping a Pinecone data vector database and storing here. And this is the credential I'm using and data source. Let's go to the data source. It's very important. I synced this on yesterday. Okay, and the path is is, let's keep coming. So data sources, this is the S3 URL. Here I have 4 white paper. This is about the Bloomberg GPT. It's another white paper where they trained up the model using a complete AWS SageMaker from the scratch. Okay. And this is a famous open source Llama model. And we have a recent Mistral 7B model which is and we have a Mixtral PDF. Okay, if anybody is interested in to know about these two models, I wrote a small blog. Can see that particular blog. It's very basic information. It's very quick read you can do. Yes, here it is. Yeah. So what is this model? What kind of data set they used, and what is the model architecture? So it's a very simple information about the Mistral model. Okay, so it's very simple to read, please, and it's not a complete white paper. Please have a glance if you're really interested into it. Okay, so I'll put this URL also as part of our YouTube. Okay, in YouTube as well as on our meetup information. Okay. Let me go over here to the database. Here, S3 bucket. I'm opening one file, PDF file, download, okay, and opening. Okay, let's let it download. And also, I'm opening this Llama model. Download. Okay, so this is the model. Okay, so let's understand. This is a Bloomberg GPT. Okay, and let's ask some questions on it. Okay, so I taken the data, all those things. Okay, I will ask what is FinePy. It's a data sets which they use for training the data. Half of the data is in the Bloomberg GPT. Half of the data they taken from the outside, and half of the data they use their own data, which they call as a fine pile. Okay, it will be documents and it will be a multiple data source. This is a fine pile. Okay, so let us go on it. This is completely in a different format. Okay, I will ask the question in the large language model. What is fine pile? Okay, and actually speaking, I've not tested it. Okay, click on the test. Without large language model, I'm asking what is fine pile. So it is only retrieving the reference. So it is going and reading the reference one by one, and giving the top 10 output. Okay. So if you go to the source or source information, it will directly go to the Bloomberg GPT file. Okay. But if I ask this question in a different manner, okay, select the model. Let us use a powerful model. Okay, Claude 2 from Anthropic. Okay, what is fine pile, and give me a brief. So previously it is only retrieving. Now it is retrieving and send that information along with the context taken from the vector output, and sending to the large language model and giving output. See, there's a large proprietary data sets compiled by the Bloomberg containing 700 billion tokens of finance information. Okay, so it will come through multiple file. Okay, see here, it'll give you the Bloomberg GPT, and it will give you the different page chunks. These are all the different chunks. It will be on our vector store. Okay, let us do one more. Okay, compare Mistral 7B versus Mixtral model. So here I am not you. Let's try the same thing. Compare and run. If you're running this, you will able to see it is giving you the information. It just to take it from our vector database and give you the information. It won't be more intuitive. So I'll say model, give me 5 points. If I ask like this with a prompt, so it will go. Oh, sorry, I need to enable the generate response. top 5 points. And now it is using the large language model. It retrieve the content from the vector stores and the context and use the power of the large language model. We give you the more meaningful and readable intuitive output. Okay, so let's wait because it need to go through the complete index. Okay, Mixtral is a 7 billion parameter model with a sparse mixture of 8 distinct and 7 billion parameter. They call it a 8 into 7 model. Okay, and it uses a grouped query attention for the fast inference, and it uses a router network. Okay, and it giving you the 5 points. Okay, if you look at the chunk source file, right, it will give you the mixtral.pdf. For this, it will use a mistral soundbit.pdf file in your data source. If you see, we have file called mix Mistral sound B and Mixtral sound B, right? Okay. So if you these are the information you get, and but you will live within the context. But if you go and ask the same question in any of your Bedrock model, which may be not up to date because the model train date would have been different. Okay. If I go and ask the same question, you can select this one. It will give you the different output. Okay. Go to the cloud. Let's start. Text, select model, Anthropic, same model I'm selecting, masking, compare, and first time ask what is Mistral. Okay, it's completely give you the different information. Okay, it's talk about wind. Okay, this is and this the model from the French. It came from the French, so it will give you the different information. Okay, so if I ask like this, compare the top points, it will most likely say. So it hallucinate. Okay, so it will not give, it is giving in the hallucinated output, which we completely want to avoid and we want to live within the context. It is not true. It is not giving any output which is relevant. But if you look at it, it will give you the complete information, but it is coming from our context. This is the advantage of using a AWS Bedrock knowledge base. Okay, so and today's demo, we have completely gone through what is retrieval augmented generation and how the AWS managed RAG knowledge base is making your life simple. Also, we have seen what kind of embedding model available, the text embedding model available, and what are the vector stores options we have as part of the knowledge base, and how we can easily run through the knowledge bases in a less effort without doing the storing the vector store, retrieving the document, chunking, storing to the vector store, and creating the retrieval APIs. Everything will be completely taken care by the knowledge base, and you can always come and test this one. And currently, it is Claude model available as part of the knowledge base test, but in future we can expect more models is going to be come on our way. So we have taken a small text file and did a demo, and also we have taken a 3 or 4 PDF files and we have done a demo into it. Okay, that's all the session I want to connect. Thanks everyone for staying together for the session, and feel free to share your feedback here, and also please connect with me on following the dataopslabs.co, where I keep writing the blogs where you can find it very interesting, and most of my blogs will come up with sample code where you can practice on your space. Okay, and I will write it in a very basic manner so everybody can read through it. And all our sessions which we are going through in our meetup as part of our learn hands-on labs with AJ series, I'm just uploading to the YouTube. Feel free to refer it whenever you want, and I will give you all the links which we have discussed today also on the call, and all the PPT file which we have gone through also. I try to upload in a slide set or on my blog, and I will give you for your I can give you for your reference. Okay, that's all. Thanks for joining together for today's session. See you. Catch again soon. Have a great day.